But you can see now that I have the wand, I'm able to clear out whole rooms of enemies without using rupees with an arrow or using bombs. That room that I just bombed out of is the room where you get the silver boomerang. But that's a banned item, so of course I can't get it. And I could have gone in those locked doors from the other side, but I'm just trying to save a key. Unfortunately, that time it gets me killed because I can't get out of the way of the boomerang fast enough. But the dungeon is pretty small. And if you ever die inside of a dungeon that you're in the middle of accomplishing a goal, do not hit save. If you hit save, then you're going to invalidate the progress you've made on clearing out certain rooms. Like, if you want to have the rooms carry over, and only the ones that are remaining are the ones that you haven't killed last time, then you're going to have to continue. If you hit save, then the rooms will fill back up. And that's important at later levels, not so much this level. And there's this guy. You just have to kill once. He gives you a key. Now over here, I just need to add this to my map count. But then, after I left it, I was thinking, well, I should go get that bomb drop since it's just sitting there. So I get that, and I have a few more bombs. But bomb drops are really easy in this level. If you ever want to build your bombs back up, but you don't feel like buying them, just walk over to level 2 and kill some of the moblins, or whatever they're called in the dungeons. The ones that throw boomerangs. I'm not up on my official names. So there, I got 3 bomb drops in just that one room. Not counting the one that's... or counting the one that's in the corner. And that's a clue on how to beat the boss of the level, and to use bombs on him. I'm just adding that room to my map, so just entering and exiting. There's only one Dodongo in this room, so I don't really need 16 bombs for it. Just make sure you're not in the square that the heart container is going to appear when you finish that boss fight. So I got my 3rd piece of the Triforce, finally. And like usual, I'm going to die and save it after I finish the dungeon. And now that I've got my wand, I'm going to finish off level 4. You might remember I've already done levels 1 and 3, so 4 is the next one to do, if I was going in order. You might remember level 4 being the one that I got the ladder in, and if not, then it was the one that I got the ladder in. Gotta use one of my keys there. These guys will never drop items with your wand. Will drop an item if you use a bomb, but since bomb drops are the item that you most want to get, it's not really worth it, risking it. And I'm a little lost in the room, but this is a really weird shaped room, you can see. There's a lot of those in the second quest, and I'll get to those down the road. I could switch back to the wand, but I'm lighting up the rooms so I can see the way they look. Trying to get a hard drop from these guys. They're pretty good at hard drops. You can usually count on at least one. I think I started going that way without realizing that I had more to do. So, I'm just going around. Oh, that's right, I forgot how to get the map. You have to enter this room from the left side if you want the map. If you enter from the bottom, you won't be able to reach it. There's too much water in the way. There's this guy again. Get him in one bomb. There you go. I'm loading this room, just adding it to my map. And I'm gonna go around. So I can save a key. All four of these walls can bomb. Now, I did forget something here. Not something too important, but I forgot that if you clear out this room and then leave it, then all the enemies will come back. So I cleared it out with the intent to go right, but I forgot I hadn't loaded this room. So I do that, and then when I come back in, they're all here again. But it's no big deal. I got our first look at the Gliok boss. Here he only has 2 heads. He can be kind of scary if you're going at it with 3 hearts, because each hit takes off a whole heart. But if you just relax and you watch the directions that the floating head is flying, and just try to stay out of its way, then you can get through it. So now I've got half of a Triforce. I got 4 pieces. And I'm gonna go, let's see. Looks like I'm killing myself again. That's expected. And after that, I'm going to go to level 5. And there are no more items that I have to get, except for the silver arrow up in level 9. So all I have to do is clear out the dungeons. Make sure I hit every room, kill all the bosses, and get all the maps and compasses. I don't need meat again for the entire first quest challenge, but I like having it on the overworld so I can be sure I don't kill anybody. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the way of the rocks as they're falling, but really all you have to do is just reach the next dungeon that you're trying to find, and then you can just kill yourself as soon as you enter the dungeon, and then you can start the dungeon with full health. So I don't spend too much time worrying about not getting hit if I'm going straight to a dungeon. That guy did that to me last time. Anyway, I'm back in level 5. This long ago was where I got the first bomb upgrade and the recorder. These mice-looking things are called Pole's Voice. They only take one arrow shot to kill, but they take multiple hits with a wand or a sword, so arrows are definitely the one you want to use against them. And right now, I look like I'm stuck because I was checking my map to make sure I am going in a good way through all the rooms, and I realized I just forgot to visit this room up here. So, it's a good idea if you want to do this challenge to have some maps next to you that show all the rooms and all the ways to get into the rooms. Make sure you're using an efficient route, and you wouldn't want to get to the end of the challenge and then find out you missed a secret room somewhere in level 5. And I'm sure that some people out there already know every bomb spot in every secret room, but you've got so much stuff to pay attention to, you don't really have to have it all in your head at one time. If you just have it written out and you can follow that, then that's what I would suggest. Personally, I just like making maps for video games. I've got 2 notebooks full of maps for all kinds of games. So, the actual route planning and making maps for the Extreme Challenge here was really fun. It's a lot more fun than actually doing the Extreme Challenge, but this isn't about having fun. It's about getting done something really difficult and feeling a really nice sense of accomplishment when you hit Ganon's room. I mean, I kind of enjoy it, but if you looked at my video game resume, you might see that I enjoy really painful, frustrating games like Ghosts and Goblins and Super Ghouls and Ghosts and speedrunning Jaws. That was a rough one. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not having fun unless I'm incredibly frustrated. You don't have to kill these guys. You can use your ladder to get off into the water, and they won't be able to hit you there. But, well, actually you do have to kill those guys the first time because they have the compass. But, if you go in that room a second time, then you don't need to kill them. If you're playing casually, you wouldn't need to kill them. I don't actually need that blue rupee, but it's just there, so I figured I should get it. If you want some good maps to all these dungeons, I'd recommend bgmaps.com. They're extremely accurate. But one thing that the BG maps don't have is it doesn't tell you, in rooms that have keys, it will not tell you if the key is there when you walk in, or if you have to kill all the enemies in the room to get it. And that's important to know in the Extreme Challenge. But it's not a big deal. You can kind of wing it. If you enter a room and there's supposed to be a key in it and you don't see it, then obviously you're going to have to kill all the enemies to get it. Now, I got hit by one of these guys, and they hurt when they hit you, so I was trying to kill them all to maybe get a heart drop. And that didn't happen, so we're going to go in and try to take out this guy with my 1 heart. And I hope you like these 4 statue rooms, because you're going to see a lot of them later. But one good thing about the statue fireballs is that they can only take off a half of a heart at a time. And the Triforce was of course above me, but this room I just needed to visit so I could add it to my sub-screen map. And please make sure you know where the heart is going to appear. The heart container is going to appear in every boss room you're going into. Because I have accidentally run into them, and it's really not fun to go through a whole level you just beat. And again, those are shown on the maps at bgmaps.com, so another good point for them. Here's the usual dying and saving. I don't need to buy any more bomb upgrades. I've got both of them, so the only thing I need my rupees for is using the arrow, or I can just buy bombs with it. So what I'm doing now is walking over to buy some bombs before I head into level 6. You might remember level 6 is the one with all the whiz robes. So since I don't have a sword, bombs are really the only way I can kill them. I don't know what I was thinking there. I think I was trying to go left and maybe get the fairy fountain or something. Maybe it's just decided at the last minute to go buy bombs. In any case, I'm only buying that. I didn't really have to kill myself and save it there, but why not? If you're allowed to do it. My Triforce is getting more and more complete. I'm going to show you an alternate way to get to level 6. This is a way that you can go if you don't want to go through the Lost Woods and have all those dumb arrows being shot at you. Of course, you need the ladder for it. And if you get the power bracelet, you can use that circle of rocks over there to open up warps that'll warp you around the overworld. But that's banned in the extreme challenge for the first quest, and it's required in the extreme challenge for the second quest. The reason it's required in the second quest is that you need it to open up one of the levels in the mountains. I think it's level 4. Anyway, you need to push on a rock to open it up, and so you need the power bracelet for that. So now I'm back in level 6. I don't really enjoy this level, but it needs doing. And I'm trying to reload the room to get the whiz robes in a good spot so I can maybe bomb them. I'll take it. Got a heart out of it. Still waiting. If I know myself, I'm probably going to get impatient here and start trying to take them out one at a time, like that. It looks like I'm laying the bomb before they come up, but that's just the frame rate difference. I can see it in real life. and not on the recording. He says aim at the eyes of Goma, and I shot him with an arrow because he's being misleading. Goma only has one eye. And I'm back to this room. Trying to get a heart drop from him, but nope, don't get one. You might think there's no way I was able to bomb a row that was 4 blocks long with a single bomb. But sometimes when you kill the right whiz rope, the rest of them just disappear on their own. I'm not sure exactly how you can tell which one's the right one, but it just works out sometimes. The arrow is actually faster for clearing out that room of bats. So if you want to use an arrow, you can get that room done faster. It'll just cost rupees. Now that I've left the dungeon, this room reset itself. It'll carry over as long as I don't leave. So I'm working on thinning down the dungeon, getting the rooms completed. And now I'm just trying to take them out one at a time. This playthrough of the Extreme Challenge was done live on Ustream, and I do that every couple times a week. So if you want to check out my channel, maybe I'll be broadcasting sometime. It's called Kareshi TV, and Kareshi is just the same as my YouTube username, Kareshi. So if you search for Kareshi TV on Ustream, then Kareshi Space TV, then you should be able to find my channel. This is the 3-headed Gleeok. He's harder to beat than the 2-headed one, because he'll end up having 2 flying heads. But he only needs to be killed once for the challenge. You're not going to have to kill him again in this dungeon. I'm looking at my bomb count, and I'm thinking I've got a pretty low bomb count, and I'm wondering what I can do about it. These guys aren't going to drop me anything. It's just kind of desperation. I'm gonna light up the room. I wasn't too familiar with this room, so I thought I'd light it up to see what it looks like. Opening up some rooms now. This is a clue on how to get to level 7. Because it looks like a fairy fountain, but there's no fairy there. And so it's kind of telling you have to do something in the empty fairy fountain. I'm hoping for a bomb drop here, because I've only got one left. And I need more bombs for a later part of the level. And as you can see, I did not get my bomb drop. So, I can't actually finish this dungeon at this time, on this life. So I'm going to work on opening up the rooms a little. And now I have to kill all these enemies to open up the sealed door over there. And there's nothing I can do in this room. I can't finish it. So I just die. I'm going to fast forward through a lot of stuff here, so bear with me. It's all stuff that you've kind of seen already. First thing I'm going to do is go out to my usual bomb shop and fill up my bombs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to die and save it, so I can save it with the 16 bombs in case something goes wrong. And then I'm going to walk back to level 6, but I'm going to take the forest path this time. I'm not going to take the river path. Up, left, down, left. I'm walking up to level 6, and I'm in level 6, and then I'm going to work on getting back up to where I was. And since I left the room, since I left the dungeon, this room is filled up. It didn't carry over. And clear it out. Go up here and die immediately. Unfortunately, that wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm walking through again. I left some slimes alive so I could go back down and try to get a heart drop, which I did. And then go back up. This room is still cleared out because I haven't left the dungeon yet. Get back in here. Go back down here. Kill all these guys to open the seal. And then I'm back to the room I was in when I died. But I've got a few more bombs this time, and I don't need many more. As long as I can get this guy killed. Take out the black legs. Open the path. Almost done with the level. So, the boss is in the room above me, but because of the challenge I have to go down to this room to add it to my subscreen map. I've only got 3 bombs, and I need to clear out the room if I want to open the seal on the top door. So I'm hoping for a bomb drop, but even though I get nailed by a Wizrobe blast, and I'm dead. So once again, I'm going to fast forward here. Through all the stuff you just saw. I go up here. I'm going to do... I did a little bit of bomb farming there. I just got up to 6, which is all I need for the rest of it. Since I don't have to clear out that room, it's already added to my map. Just go in here. This room's still cleared out. Remember, it'll always stay cleared out if there's a bubble in the room. Go over here. And now I'm in the room just above the one that I died in. But all I have to do this time is just go up and kill the boss. And one great thing to do when you're entering a room with a Goma in it is to mash the fire button, and you might get lucky. You might get a free hit, and you're going to see that a lot in the second quest. When I enter a blue Goma room, I'm going to try to mash the button to see if I can get a free hit. And you'll see that again in level 8 of this quest. So, I'm dying. Saving. My Triforce is just missing 2 pieces now. Next thing to do is go to level 7 and clear it out. Level 7 is a pretty long level. And you gotta be good at dodging because there's a lot of boomerang throwing enemies. Or not dodging so much, but anticipating. You have to know, based on the way they're walking, when they're going to throw something at you. And I figure since I got the extra money, I might as well buy a couple bombs on my way over to level 7. Right here is usually where I kill myself and save it. But this time I'm just gonna walk over to level 7 and clear it out. Might as well fill up my half heart there because who knows, could get shot by a bunch of arrows getting up to level 7. So I'm back in level 7. I was here last getting the bomb upgrade and the red candle. I also already collected the map and compass. So now I just have to complete the map, beat the bosses, and grab the Triforce piece. It's a good idea to keep your distance from these guys. If you get too close, they could throw a surprise boomerang out at you and get you. But they're pretty good about heart drops. So anyway, I had to clear out that room to get the seal open so I could go up here and add this room. The secret in the tip of the nose is in reference to the dungeon I'm in, that when you get to the nose, there's a block you have to push to open up a staircase. And hopefully this one will go well. Bomb, a quarter, bomb. And then he's dead. I avoided the bomb right there because we've got 14. And I thought I should save it for when I have less than 13, like when I have 12 or under. That way it wouldn't be a waste of 2 bombs. But in the end, I just decided I should walk through it and go into the rest of the dungeon with 16 and hope for a bomb drop later if I really need one. That's the room that you get the compass in, I believe, but I did that last time I was here, so I just walked through this time. And your shield that you have, your small shield, that will block boomerangs if you're straight on, and if you're not using the wand or an item. But it's best just to stay out of the way of them if you can. And last time I was at this room, I went to the right. But this time I've got to go up because there's a secret room up there that I need to add. And instead of going down and over, I'm going over and down. So I could die and save it, and then walk back if I end up dying in this room, because it's the only way to get out is to kill them all to open the seal. But I get lucky this time. Well, I get hit a lot, but I did get a fairy drop, and that was nice. And you're free to kill guys that aren't required if you are trying to get a heart drop or a bomb drop. It's faster to be in their face and bashing them with the wand, but this is not a timed challenge. So, considering the difficulty, it's definitely better to be safe. If you want to see the fastest this game can be beaten, there's not actually a video online of the world record time. What there is a video on Speed Demo's archive that beats the game really quickly. And I think the first quest takes about half an hour. I put that bomb in the wrong place. And if you want to see the way I beat the game when I'm playing casually, that's on my Ustream. You may notice that these videos are very long, not the usual YouTube length requirement, or maximum length. A few years ago, I signed up for what they called a director's account, where you could upload longer videos by applying for it and making it, getting your application approved. But they stopped offering that, so you can't do it anymore, I believe, unless you pay for it. But I figured I might as well be the one to do the complete extreme challenge for Zelda, because it is a really long challenge, and having the director's account makes a 3-hour video into 3 parts instead of with the 10-minute YouTube standard length, which would be 18 parts, I think. And there's somebody who might want to see the whole thing done, or if you're out there and you want to be added to the list of extreme challengers, then please feel free to steal any of the techniques that you see in the video here, or make your own, and get it recorded on VHS. Make sure you include the power on, and if you want to work on it and you get stuck, just send me a message and tell me where you're stuck, and if I haven't gone over it in this video, then I can go into more detail on how to pass certain spots. I'd like to see more names on the page, so if you like what you see, try it yourself. I remember one time I was doing the extreme challenge, I accidentally killed that guy, that moblin, and I had to go through all of level 7 again. So, I've got 7 pieces of the Triforce. There's only 1 left. Unfortunately, it's the hardest one to get. I'm not even buying bombs. Right now I could buy bombs to go into there with 16, but I'm not planning on finishing the dungeon all at once. It's going to take some time to clear out level 8. So I'm going into it with 6, and I'm going to get some stuff done. And then, if I need to, then I'll leave the dungeon and buy bombs. Most of the dungeon, the important parts are up. When you go up a couple of screens, then you hit rooms that you need to pass to access I think the map and the compass and the boss. And also, if you're playing this casually and you want to get the Book of Magic, that's over here on the left. You just have to clear out the room next to this one, and then you take the stairs, and then that'll give your magic wand the power to shoot fireballs, and it shoots a projectile like a beam, a wizard beam or something, right now. That was pretty close. But if you have the Book of Magic, which is in this room, then you can light up dark rooms with your wand instead of with the candle. And right now what I'm doing is I'm killing the mummies to see if I can get a bomb drop. And the red dark nuts, the red knights there, those also drop bombs. So I got pretty lucky there. I got 2 bomb drops out of those guys. And I don't need to kill him. I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess since he was the only one left in the room, I didn't want him to be lonely. So, there's another manhandla up here. Might as well try him while I have the bombs. It looks like he's made of 4 clams, or barnacles, or oysters, or something that are stuck to some kind of rock. So I'm thinking about him, or if I'm making notes about him. I usually just call him 4 clams. That way I can keep straight which one it is instead of having to know the official names. In this room you have to clear out constantly to access later rooms. I'm trying to get into the room to the right, but I didn't make it. This is one of the most difficult rooms of the extreme challenge in the first quest. Alright, so there's the compass. This room you can always run into if you want to grab a heart drop. Usually the guys are pretty good at giving heart drops. So here's the plan on this room. Each of them takes 4 hits with my wand to die. So I'm going to do my best to dodge the fireballs and try to take one of them out. It didn't work out that time, but it's only 2 rooms above the entrance room, so it's not hard to reach. So if you can, try to pay attention to one of them. Just follow him around and keep hitting him until he's dead. And as soon as you kill one, run into the room to the right. What this does is it preserves the room with 4 dark nuts in it. So if I were to die in this room now, there will still only be 4 of them when I come back. Your first priority here should be dodging fireballs. And then your second one would be hitting the knights when they're in a good spot. Sometimes if I get impatient, I'll start actually going after the dark nuts instead of waiting for a good spot. And that usually gets me killed. So I don't recommend that. I took another one out, so I'm going to try to make it over to the room on the right. Getting knocked around a bit, but as long as I make it in the room, then I'm safe. I'm trying to get a heart drop here. So I got 1. Well, that helps. I mean, I can survive a few more hits from the fireballs and the walls, but if one of these guys runs into me, then I die in 1 hit because they take off 2 hearts. Now, if the extreme challenge allowed for using rings, you'd be able to take more hits. If it allowed for using potions, you'd be allowed to fill up your health. But, of course, both of those are banned. So I'm stuck hoping for heart drops. So now I've got the room down to 1 blue dark nut. And instead of killing him, what I'm going to do is kill myself. Because at the time I only had half my health. So if I continue from there, and then go up to the room, I'll have all 3 of my hearts, and I'll be able to go on to the next part of the level without being down some health. That's always the plan, but sometimes, as soon as I hit him the 4th time, I'll get hit myself by a fireball. But what can you do? So, a lot of dodging. You can't watch all the fireballs individually. You have to kind of keep your eyes relaxed somewhere in the middle of the room, and just let your left thumb steer you around. If you overthink it, it's easy to get flustered and make mistakes. So you definitely have to be relaxed to get through that room safely. I was only adding that room to my map. And so up here, there's a blue Goma. This is the first blue Goma of the game. He's not required to beat if you're playing the game casually. There's nothing past the door that you need to get. But for purposes of the extreme challenge, he is required to beat, so that's what I'm trying to do here. Got lots of arrows and lots of time, except my tape doesn't have a lot of time, and it ran out on me. So I paused the game really fast, and I had to switch tapes, and the rest of this challenge is recorded on the second tape. The reason my tape ran out is that I was recording on the highest quality setting, and it didn't last as long as it would have if I had put it on extended play or super long play. But I wanted to make sure the video looked nice for YouTube, for posterity. So he takes 3 hits. That one's not too hard, because it's just him in the room. Spectacle Rock is an entrance to death. That's a clue on how to get to level 9. There's a couple of rocks that are sitting next to each other, and level 9's inside that. So I'm still working on level 8. This room is still cleared out because I just left it recently. In this room, you can kill the guys and try to get a bomb drop, and also it carries over. I need a bomb drop because I need a bomb to get to the next part of the level. And I just ran into that guy, so I got hit. That wasn't very good. So you might be looking and thinking, well, this level's not too bad, you know. But it's that room. It's the first blue Dark Knight room that you're gonna have nightmares about. So I went in here thinking I could get a bomb drop, or get a heart drop, and then go back and finish on what I was doing. Unfortunately, this room went ahead and refreshed itself while I was in there. So now, to get back up to where I was, I'm going to have to clear out this room. So here I am again, entering and exiting, trying to clear out the room. But it doesn't happen. Not this time. So I'm going to fast forward a little. Actually, I'm going to fast forward a lot. First thing I do is, instead of waiting on bomb drops, I'm going to go and buy some bombs. I'm going to kill myself and save it. And then run all the way back to level 8. Dodging all my enemies, not killing them. Now that I'm in level 8, I'm going to go back up to this room. And I'm going to chip it away, one by one. That time I didn't get anything accomplished. This life... Let's see. There's one down. So I leave the room, try to get a hard drop. Enter the room. Didn't mean to exit there, but anyway, I died. But I took it down to 4, so this life I'll chip away a little more. Got it down to 3. And then 2. Save the room. Got it down to 1. And died. So now it's at 2 because I didn't leave the room after I killed the first one. So be sure to preserve the room by going into the next room. Got my hearts filled back up. Dodging. Alright. So I finally finished clearing it out. And I got hit immediately. So I'm going to see if maybe one of these guys will be nice and give me a bomb drop. Or a heart drop. I got a bomb, but didn't really need one. And I'm getting more bombs, getting all kinds of bombs. Now this is the second Dark Knight room. It looks scary, but it's not so bad because I saved all my bombs for that room. And I didn't mean to get hit there, so it's gonna make it really hard for me to kill this guy, which I don't get accomplished. Now this is what you're gonna hate about level 8. Every time you fail something past this room, you gotta clear it out again. So I'm fast forwarding, and believe me, you really want me to fast forward here. Chipping away at the room, got it down to 4. Died. Go back up. Try to get a heart. Didn't get one. Got it down to 3 though. 2. I don't know how hard the game would be if it actually played this fast. That'd be a mess. So here's one thing you can do. You can hang out in the door frame of the door on the right side, and then just run out and use your wand when he's near the door. But believe it or not, that takes longer than this, because you gotta wait for the fireballs to be out of your way, and you gotta wait for him to be close enough to you. So that's cleared out again, and I'm going up north to make another attempt at the 4 clams